YouTube, this is the face of a man that was almost broken by this twin-turbo Lamborghini Gallardo. Started working on it the last week in September. It's going on the third week in October. So a solid 3 weeks in my spare time working on this thing. And I'm finally glad to say I'm done. I'm sweaty, I'm dirty, I need to shave. I'm wearing old clothes from like 15 years ago out here in the garage. And I'm ready to go to bed. It's 4:50 in the fucking morning. I finally get this thing together. And man, this was not a fun car to work on. I enjoyed it at the beginning. You know, hey, I'm digging into my Lambo. I get to work on it again by myself. It was a friggin' nightmare, guys. Oh my God. It's just one of the, it's definitely no different than any other car as far as, you know, working on it. You know, bolts are bolts, parts are parts. But the way you have to access things, so if you have to access a bolt, you have to access a part, the amount of shit that you have to take off and move and just get around, and then to top it off, you have to lean over the back of the car while you're working on it the whole time. Check this out. Most people don't realize it, or I don't think most people realize it, I certainly didn't, that the engine on this car is actually mid-engine mounted. It's mounted pretty much almost in the middle of the car. And it's very deceiving when you're looking at it from back here. It's like, oh, the engine's in the back. Even though we call it a mid-engine car, it's kind of in the back. Well, you don't realize all the room from here to the actual engine. I mean, that's about 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet. So while I'm working on this car, you're leaning over 3 feet, right? You see me coming in from the sides, you're leaning over those huge fenders. To get at anything in the engine bay, you're gonna have back problems for a long time. My back is so sore right now. Working on this car for 3 weeks, I have sore muscles everywhere. My hamstrings are killing me from bending over. Hey, I'm not complaining. It is what it is. But it's a major pain in the ass to work on one of these, especially when you get into the engine itself. It probably would have been easier to pull the friggin' engine. So it's back together. I haven't started it since it's almost 5 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed. The only thing I have to do is I have to put that plastic piece on in the back and the plastic piece on this side. You can see right here, this one's on. They're still over there on the floor. And then after that, I'm gonna hook those 2 vacuum lines up. One right there, and it is done. I found the pliers that I dropped in the engine bay, and I was able to access them. I was able to spot them by jacking up the car. You can see all these jack stands and everything else I got over here. Low profile jack. I was able to jack up the rear of the car just enough where I could slide under it, put it on jack stand, slide under it, and I could spot the pair of pliers. They were basically caught on a hose way up there. Remember, I dropped them behind the engine? I could not find them from looking up from the top of the engine. I even got in the engine bay and everything. Couldn't find them. I was able to spot them right away, and they're right there. Thankfully, I found them. I can sleep tonight peacefully knowing that they are not going to get caught in the belt and destroy the belt when I start the car. I also had to go to Napa and buy a new pigtail for the oil pressure sensor. It's buried in there. Like I said, everything's back together. You cannot see it, but hopefully that works okay. I had to go to Napa to get a new pigtail for the plug that goes into the oil pressure sensor. The one that I got in the mail just wasn't working. So we're almost done, guys. Tomorrow I'm going to finish up the car. I'm going to start it. Hopefully it starts with no check engine lights, nothing like that. No boost leaks, nothing like that. And then I'm going to pull it onto the lift, do an oil change on it. And then after that, I'm going to wash it because it is filthy. And then on Sunday, we are going to a private secret location, an abandoned airstrip up here in New England. And we're going to do some top speed runs in the car, or close to top speed. I don't think we're going to be able to hit top speed, probably like 170. It's about a mile long track, and I'll be getting footage of that. So I'll talk to you tomorrow when we wrap this up. Bandit's out here with me right now. We've got the car back together. The car starts up, idle's fine. It's like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to start it right now. I'm going to take it for a drive tomorrow and make sure that everything runs fine.